trying to use material for our own purposes, and it totally smashes those Anatas, if you like, those unwanted things. That's strange, you know. But one interesting thing, when you hear about the scientific theories of life, you know, like the chaos theory of life, you know, the chaos theory of the creation of the universe. Ever heard of that? You heard of chaos theory? We haven't missed anything, don't we? Scientists talk about this chaos theory.
Is that Darwin? Darwin?
No, it's not Darwin. No. Is that the creation of the universe happened by accident, and it was all like formed out of, you know, chaos.
Big Bang.
Big Bang like that. Yeah, it's a Big Bang theory. And it's all comes from chaos. You know, first of all, you have this Big Bang, and it's all whatever, and then by a chance combination, this happened, that happened, and then life was formed, right? But as we pointed out in the lecture I was listening to, in our personal experience of life, nothing good happens by chaos. It doesn't, you know, you don't wake up and suddenly find out you're a millionaire. You don't suddenly wake up and find out there's a, you know, Rolls Royce outside your window, car window, you know. I mean, it doesn't happen like that.
You have to work for it.
You have to work for it, exactly. You have to put energy into it to work for it. So that's just on a personal level. And this chaos theory as well, you never see chaos happening in the local vicinity. It's always millions and billions of miles away in another universe. Oh, this is all happening, and that's, you know, whatever, you know. But it's never localized, you know. So all these things, anyway. But the main thing is that with the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, you can actually you can accept it, but you can practically apply it. And basically, the reason why Prabhupada is qualified to present this knowledge is above the 4 defects. Does anyone know the 4 defects of normal materialistic life? Does anyone know? We've got imperfect senses. Do I know what's behind it? It's a wall. I can guess it's a wall from, you know, repeated experience. But my senses and my sight can't see it. Yeah? A little bit of touch, perhaps, you know, a bit of touch. But my hearing, you know what I mean? So I can't really perceive what's behind me. Yeah? So my senses are limited. So we've got imperfect senses. Obviously we've got glasses, so definitely got imperfect senses. And we're in illusion, because we're stuck in this bodily concept of life. So there's a interesting point that, anyway, without going into it too much, we know that the soul's eternal, but the body's temporary. And everything that we see, we're trying to enjoy a situation that is temporary, and that just gives rise to frustration. So we've got imperfect senses, right? We're in illusion. We've got a cheating propensity. And the cheating propensity you can see in the Western world, capitalism. That's based on cheating. All sorts of, you know, things. For example, cancer. Cancer. You know, you see all these charities for cancer, right? Well, they got the cure for cancer. I know there's at least 2 different cures for cancer. One is a high injection of vitamin C, right? A really super high dose of injections of vitamin C, that will cure cancer. And the other one is it's called miracle solution thing. What is it? Sodium chloride, and that's you mix it with lemon juice and salt. And it produces sort of sodium chlorate or something like that, and that boosts the immune system. It tastes awful. It's really like, you know. But apparently, a friend of mine was cured. Illustrators. You can see that in all walks of life. If you get into technology, you get into one particular type of technology. Till you get your computer, you get your nice computer, and you think, oh, this is a time saver. That's what it's supposed to be. But as we all know, it isn't a time saver, because all these other things come into play, right?
And then you get software Vista, and you waste a lot of time.
I don't know about this like that, but and then what happens is that the computer gets outdated. Oh, we've got a faster chip, you've got this, that and the other, you know, so you've invested money into such and such a machine, And then just because there's something more supposedly more superior a few months down the road, then your original investment becomes null and void. But that's only the mind. It's only the mind, because if your thing, your instrument or whatever is functional, then it should work for what you've brought it for. It should actually work. And then someone comes along and say, well, we've got something better. Like, for example, if you know more about this in agriculture, then what would happen is that especially in Ireland, the villages, the men of the villages, they would get together and they would go to a certain farm and they would harvest the crops. They'd all get together and harvest the crops, and it was a real community spirit. And people, okay, there were hard times and stuff, but they banded together and they got the job done, right? And then, technology comes along and says, well, okay, let's get a tractor, And immediately, that communication, human communication is gone. You only need one tractor to get the harvest in, But, to do that, then you need a factory, and then you need to employ workers to, work in a dull factory, and you have to make rubber, and you've got to have all these plantations for rubber, and then you've got the oil, and you've got to go to an oil well and dig down into the sea, or go to Saudi Arabia, and you know what I mean, yeah. And what else you've got? And then you've got you've got to build roads. And then you've got driving, health and safety. You've got all sorts of things, complications based around something that was supposed to save people time. So the point is, it may on the surface save time for the farmer, but you always pay for it elsewhere. But for the workers, it doesn't save time. To all intents and purposes, it's taken them out of the field and their communication, their culture, and put them in I know it's not the same workers, but literally put them in the factory.